This is KVUE News at 5:30.
Tonight at 5:30, an APD officer who gained national attention for this incident finds himself back in the spotlight. The new controversy that could end his time on the force.
And all of this was totally unnecessary.
Plus, Democrats and Republicans refused to work on a solution to the government shutdown, where the Senate stands ahead of an early morning vote.
And later, an Austin heart doctor testing what could be a groundbreaking device, the new technology with the potential to save countless lives. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Chris Betts.
And I'm Brandon Jones.
Thank you for being here on the very first time on our brand new set.
Yeah, that's right. It's a new year and a new KVUE, and we have been waiting such a long time for this.
We have been, and we begin now with breaking news. Right now, Austin police are investigating a shooting that left a woman critically hurt. Officers and paramedics responded to Wellington Drive, that's near Manor Road and 51st Street, about a half an hour ago. They took a woman to Del Seaton Medical Center with life-threatening injuries. We'll bring you more information as soon as it comes in. And now to another big breaking story to get us started in the new studio. The officer involved in this aggressive arrest is in trouble again and could even be fired.
KVUE in Austin American Statesman reporter Tony Plahetsky is here with the exclusive. Tony?
Well, Brandon and Chris, everybody remembers this video and the actions of Officer Brian Richter. His career survived what happened then, but now we've confirmed he and a second officer are facing punishment in a new use of force case. And as early as tomorrow, we could learn the outcome. Here's what we know about this latest incident. It happened about 6 months ago. Officer Richter and the second officer were working as part of a special team serving warrants. They are accused of using excessive force during an arrest. A police helicopter caught the incident on video, which was used as key evidence in this case. That video was turned over to Travis County prosecutors for possible charges. We were the first to bring you this video of a 2016 violent clash between Officer Richter and teacher Breon King that happened a year earlier. Officer Richter received a reprimand, but the department brass didn't know about the incident until we brought it to their attention. Officials then changed how such use of force encounters are reviewed internally to ensure they get a thorough review. Erica Grigg represents King in an ongoing civil lawsuit against the city.
My experience with cases like these is that leadership in the department is always on defense instead of offense when it comes to officers with violent tendencies. And I know I would like to see, Ms. King would like to see, and I believe the community would like to see leadership detecting these things early on.
Now, Interim Police Chief Brian Manley said today that he is prohibited from state law from talking about this current case because the disciplinary process is not finalized. Both officers had a disciplinary hearing Friday. I've also been in touch with the union president and Officer Richter's attorney. They too declined to comment until this matter is complete. And again, Chris, we are expecting that tomorrow.
And it's not clear how quickly we could see the video from this latest case, as Tony mentioned, caught from the helicopter camera. But once that case is finalized, it is typically made available to the public.
An 18-year-old boy is safe in San Antonio tonight. Police say his father murdered the boy's mother and then kidnapped him. Thankfully, that child was found safe around noon after an Amber Alert was issued. His father found in grave condition due to a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police believe the boy's father killed the mother during a child exchange in front of her home. They say the couple has a brief history of issues related to child exchanges over the last few months. Tonight, police are searching for a man who ripped off a UT student's pants just off campus. According to UT police, the woman was walking near Tyler's on the drag this morning when a Hispanic man approached her from behind, pulled her pants down in underwear, and then ran off. Police say he's in his 20s, wearing hipster-style glasses. So far, police do not have any suspects. The Austin Police Department is also investigating.
And let's take a live look right now at the Senate floor, where lawmakers continue to debate in hopes of ending this government shutdown. In day two, Republicans and Democrats are still no closer to a deal to fund the government. Despite both sides refusing to budge, a vote could happen before the sun comes up tomorrow.
This is pure folly.
Americans know why the dysfunction is occurring. A dysfunctional president.
The blame game continues tonight for leaders from both parties placing responsibility for the shutdown on other shoulders. Immigration is at the heart of the issue of this shutdown. Democrats want a deal to preserve the future of the DACA program, but the White House says that's not going to happen until the government reopens. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McDaniel says he will call for a vote tomorrow at 1 a.m. Meanwhile, 800,000 DACA recipients are waiting to see what their future has in store. KVUE's Patrick Perez spoke with some of those young undocumented immigrants who are rushing to renew their status as DACA recipients in the middle of this shutdown. Patrick?
Well, Chris and Brandon, there's a lot of uncertainty in the air for many of these DACA recipients. Some of whom I spoke to today say even if they renew, they don't know what's going to happen next.
People say we're here to steal jobs and stuff, but we're just here to help support our families.
Like many others, 17-year-old Jorge Vallejo is fighting to stay in the United States. He's one of more than 120,000 DACA recipients in Texas.
It's been really helpful because, I've been able to work with this permit and helping my parents out.
But some of that excitement now turning into fear.
With the arrival of the new administration and the anti-immigrant rhetoric that we have heard, as well as the decision by the current administration to cancel the DACA program, a lot of uncertainty came.
Carlos Gonzalez Gutierrez is the Consul General of Mexico in Austin. The consulate hosting a free DACA renewal clinic Sunday.
We feel an extreme urge to hold one this weekend because shortly after the news, the DACA had revived.
A federal judge's ruling has temporarily blocked the Trump administration's effort to end DACA, giving certain DACA recipients, like Jorge, a chance to renew their 2-year work permits.
I didn't waste time and I just came here.
So did dozens of others whose faces we're choosing not to show.
There's an extreme urgency to fill it out right now. Like I mentioned, we have no clue what the future will hold.
An uncertain future because the Department of Justice has asked the Supreme Court to review the federal judge's ruling.
We have to keep fighting for this, and all those people that don't want to support us, you have to be more open-minded about stuff. We're here to support our families too, like they would support them.
And Jorge says he has to wait a few months to find out whether his renewal application will be approved. He says he's very nervous. Now, Texas Here to Stay is hosting another free DACA renewal clinic next Saturday at the Refugee Services of Texas office on St. John's Avenue in Austin, in case you missed today's.
All right, thank you, Patrick. Let's take a live look outside now. A very muggy day here in Central Texas.
Yeah, the showers are going to push out in tomorrow. This is winter season, but it's going to feel like spring around here.
Excited.
Yeah, meteorologist Nathan Gogo is here. And Nathan, how do things look from the storm center?
It sure felt like spring out there for today. Temperatures were in the 70s. It was balmy. We started this morning in the 60s, some places close to 70 degrees. Out there right now, still a lot of cloud cover, and we have seen a couple showers sweep through Central Texas, and still doing so as we speak. 69 degrees at Bergstrom and at Camp Mabry. Winds have been breezy as well, bringing up some of that humidity. South winds sustained at ABI-8 at 7 miles per hour, but we've seen gusts as high as 20, 25 at times. The temperatures across the board, upper 60s, lower 70s, 70 in LaGrange. Bastrop, good evening to you, 69, getting 68. A cold front approaching from the west. This is going to take all this humidity out of the air, but with that said, some showers and storms will be possible, especially further northeast you live. So Milam County up to the northeast especially, these are the counties that are going to see the best chance for shower activity. We've seen a couple move through the Austin metro, but as you can see, most falling through parts of Lee and Milam County as we speak. In fact, the first tornado watch across the country this year is in northeast Texas right now, and that goes through this evening as this cold front continues to push off to the east. A couple showers for tonight. We'll show you that hour-by-hour forecast. More sunshine for next week. More on that in a few minutes, guys.
It's strange to hear about tornado warning in January. All right. Well, it seems like no one is immune to this rampant flu tonight. Is it finally showing signs of slowing down? And speaking of record setting, see where we stand in the history books after a year of wild weather. But first, here's a live look over Central Texas tonight with one of our tower cameras. You're watching KVUE, where trust is earned. A dangerous strain of the flu continues to hit the country, and the epidemic is showing no signs of slowing down. Across the country, at least 30 children have died. The CDC is calling this the worst flu season in 8 years. Doctors and nurses across the country are slammed. The predominant strain this season is called H3N2, is especially powerful. Jenny Spell nearly died after contracting it in 2014, spending a year in the hospital. She shares this advice.
The best way to protect yourself and the people that you love is the flu shot. And a new study from the University of Maryland shows just how contagious the flu can be. Medical experts say it can spread just by breathing. No coughing or sneezing even has to take place.
And an Austin heart surgeon is taking part in a new clinical trial that, if successful, could save lives. That trial tests a new device designed for patients with a form of heart disease called mitral valve regurgitation. That's when part of the heart doesn't close properly and it leaks, allowing some blood to flow back into the heart. Now, traditionally, patients are treated with open heart surgery, but some just aren't healthy enough to undergo that procedure and are left without any options. This experimental device uses a self-expanding stent and replacement tissue heart valve.
This is the first of its kind in the world, really. So mitral valve surgery, up until this point, is done via open heart surgery, open chest procedure with the heart stopped. So this is the first mitral valve replacement product that allows us to do it without opening the chest.
And this condition affects more than 4 million people. It causes fatigue, shortness of breath, swelling, or worse, death. The trial is expected to start at the end of the month. They're currently looking for patients, so we've got more information about that on KVUE.com. Well, 2017 was one for the record books.
Yeah, and the snow, the rain, and heat that made history all across the United States.
And a couple light showers pushing through central Texas as we speak. If you're headed out for tonight, not going to be a washout, but don't be shocked to see a couple showers, even a storm pull through. But that gets all out of here as we head through late tonight. More sunshine next week. 7-day coming your way after this.
From hurricanes to wildfires, 2017 was a costly year in the United States for natural disasters. According to NOAA's National Centers for Environmental Protection, the price tag came into more than $300 billion. That's the most expensive year on record. In all, there were 16 separate billion-dollar disasters. The costliest was one of Hurricane Harvey with an overall price tag of $125 billion, only second to Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Irma flattened the Florida Keys and cost about $50 billion. The wildfires in Southern California caused more than 44 deaths and $18 billion in damages.
Thankfully, it's a lot quieter here in Central Texas right now. Warm days, cool nights. That's about what you can expect this week. But don't get rid of that jacket just yet. Nathan, we'll see some pretty drastic temperature swings still.
Yeah, temperatures were mild today in the 70s, but we're going to be seeing morning low temperatures in some spots come close to freezing, at least as we head towards this next week. Going to be very seasonable for this next week around Central Texas. Very balmy out there now, upper 60s, lower 70s. In fact, we started this morning mainly in the upper 60s. You certainly didn't need the jacket as you head out the door this morning. 69 still at Bergstrom and at Camp Mabry. Dew points mid 60s, which is very humid for this time of year, mid-late January. 70 out in LaGrange. Giddings, good evening to you at 68. Austin 69, Blanco 67. We have a cold front pushing off to the east, so this will get rid of the humidity for tomorrow and the cloud cover. So if you've been missing some of the sunshine, we'll have it by tomorrow, but also giving a few showers. We've had a couple sneak through parts of the Austin Metro. Those have since fizzled out. Now seeing a few showers off towards Lee County, Fayette County, and Bastrop County, but most of the activity well up towards northeast Texas and Texarkana, out towards Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma. A tornado watch. This is the first of 2018 across the United States, and this will go through parts of this evening, or much of this evening. Even a severe thunderstorm warning in this orange shaded box there. So big storms up there. This is all because of this area of low pressure up in Kansas. Look how much snow. Blizzard watches and warnings in place from Nebraska, Colorado, up through parts of Iowa and southern Minnesota. They could see up to a foot of snowfall and gusts anywhere from 40 to 50 miles per hour. So things are really quiet when you consider what much of the country is seeing. All right, tomorrow morning we'll be dropping into the 40s, so a little bit more chilly out there tomorrow than what we woke up for today, about 20 degrees cooler. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll be in the upper 60s. Combine this with a good amount of sunshine. Hey, it's going to be a pretty nice day. Keep in mind, though, gusts are going to be as high as 20 to 30 miles per hour at times, so that's kind of the wrinkle in the forecast for tomorrow. Here's our hour by hour. The rain, the chances get out of here by about 10, 11 o'clock, so don't be shocked to see a shower or thunderstorm even pull through for tonight, but just a couple isolated ones. We're not looking at widespread rainfall for tonight. Clear skies come in real quickly, so by, I think, midnight, 1 o'clock, the clouds clear out. Waking up tomorrow to a lot of sunshine. Through the day, we'll see highs in the 60s. And then kind of do the same thing as we head into Tuesday, except Tuesday we lose the wind. So Tuesday actually looks like the better day. We'll have temperatures in the 60s, light winds, and low humidity. Gradual clearing for tonight, 45 degrees. Rain should end any of that by about midnight, or really probably before then. 67 degrees for high tomorrow. Sunny skies. Breezy though, the gusts again as high as 30 miles per hour at times. Mold is elevated, high count, latest counts and forecasts. You can catch it every day in the Statesman. All right, let's check out your 7-day forecast. We're in the 60s for the rest of this next week, the whole week actually, we'll have high temperatures in the 60s. Breezy for tomorrow. We lose the winds though for Tuesday, and really shaping up to be very seasonable for this time of year. This is what the 7-day you would expect for late January. A couple isolated showers come our way Friday and Saturday. A little bit of a choreographic thing here. I had to walk from the weather center, new weather center, green screen.
All right.
I'm out of breath here.
Little cardio.
Yeah, I love it.
I like it.
Nice.
I like that forecast. That's why we live here in Central Texas.
Right.
Because of that forecast.
Totally.
Well, I mean, the Patriots today, I don't even know where to start. They made history.
I mean, typical New England fashion.
Typical New England.
Yes. Well, the good news is today we will find out who will make it to the Super Bowl, starting with the AFC. The Jacksonville Jaguars, well, they made it hard on the defending Super Bowl champs. We have that and more coming up next.